Hello YouTube, Size17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back for another collection update. I don't have much to add other than this isn't everything that I've gotten in the last, I don't know, a few weeks, I guess, since the last time I've done a video. The rest of it that I won't show will be in a separate video that I'll hopefully be filming directly after the one that I'm filming right now. Otherwise, that's all I got to say, so let's just jump into it. In the background, we are listening to an awesome album, probably my #1 album so far of this year, 2019. Riot City's Burn the Night, ripping heavy metal from Canada. Check it out and then buy it because it rips. Alright, here we go. Not really any order going on here, let's just a pile of stuff, so let's just go to it. First thing, we'll start off with this one. This is probably, other than maybe this album we're listening to right now, this is probably the album I've listened to the most over the last couple weeks. This is a self-titled release, or actually it's not a self-titled release. It's a artist. I'll get into it. This is Heavy Chains by Valentino, Francavilla or Francavilla. I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's last name. This is an Italian heavy metal artist. As you can tell, it's just like a guy's name, so it's Valentino Francavilla. Does all the instrumentation, singing, vocals, guitar playing. Drums, dude just totally kills it. This is totally like it's a heavy metal artist, like I said. I would definitely say it has sort of a cool mixture of like early Halloween power metal kind of style with some like Yngwie Malmsteen, like neoclassical like guitar playing, soloing stuff. You know, sort of like a 80s heavy metal, glam, hair metal, Dawkins maybe kind of thing going on. Just a cool mixture of that kind of stuff. Like Black Star Vinyl Rob, you will love this if you have not checked this out. It is awesome. Yeah, this is actually a release that came out last year sometime. There's our guy there. It's actually too bad that this isn't a 2019 release because this is totally amazing, and this would be high up on my list. Yeah, this is just super awesome. The lead and solo work is like the thing that I just totally love on top. It's just like so good. But the riffs are great. His vocal work is actually pretty strong. Yeah, man, this is just a pretty solid release. I hope this guy continues to put out more stuff because I really am into this release a lot. Yeah, I could tell instantaneously on the first song, Thunderstrike. I always, when songs start off, or particularly in this case when an album starts off, either like you know, like the guitar plays by itself and maybe it comes in with 2 guitars later, or like the guitar plays on one channel maybe and then it comes into both channels. Anyway, I love when a song or an album starts off with a riff that way, and then it comes in with more power moments later, and it totally just works. Anyway, Valentino, Francavilla, Heavy Chains, awesome heavy metal. I'll leave a link. Check it out. It's great. Alright, next up, this is an awesome 2019 release. One of my tops already for the year. This is a new one from Vulture, Ghastly Waves and Battered Graves. German speed metal. This is their sophomore album. Their freshman album, as it were. With the Guillotine, came out in 2017. Great release. This is a fantastic follow-up release. Just 8 tracks of just awesome speed metal, killer riffs. The vocals have that sort of traditional speed metal sound to them, with that, you know, sort of additional like sort of like yelping or whatever you want to call it, and then the sort of like the like kind of not necessarily with the vibrato aspect to it, but just sort of the high pitched ending to each sort of verses maybe here and there. love all of the lead and solo work on here. The tones of it in particular are really appealing to me. Some cool little synth intros here and there, which I think are cool little dynamic that I think is adds to the sound overall. Yeah, just a super overall solid release. I think if you like the Guillotine, you're definitely gonna like this one a lot too. Yeah, don't really have much to add other than it's just super good. Vulture, Ghastly Waves, and Battered Graves. Check it out. This one released on Metal Blade. Next one up, this is a cool release. This is a re-release version of a soundtrack to movie The Monster Squad. Yeah, I don't know if you're not familiar with the Monster Squad. It was sort of I don't know if it was a late 80s or actually very early 90s. I think I want to say, yeah, this is 87 on the back here, so we'll go with late 80s. I don't know if it was real. I guess it was generally more focused, targeted more towards the kids audience. But you know, it was a sort of young kids having to fight against the Universal monsters kind of thing going on. Anyway, this is a cool re-release of the soundtrack. Has lots of cool little like informational stuff that I actually haven't even gone through and read yet, but I will do that. Anyway, this is cool. Not much to add other than if you haven't seen the movie, you should check it out because it's pretty cool. And if you have seen the movie and you haven't watched it in a while, check it out again because it actually holds up pretty well. Anyway, Monster Squad, Bruce Broughton is the composer of most of the tracks. We also get the Monster Squad rap, which I always enjoyed. Anyway, there's the cover you might recognize if you've seen this before. Anyway, it was finally, I had this on my want list forever on Discogs, a few different versions. This one finally popped at a sort of a reasonable price, so I was like, you know, I finally just crossed off my list. So I was happy to grab this. So yeah, soundtrack to the Monster Squad.
Yeah, the Monster Squad going again tonight. Monster Squad. Monster Squad.
All right, next up, this is a 4-track demo from the band Midnight Spell. I think they're out of Florida. They're sort of a heavy metal, 80s hard rock kind of style band. Released this year. Is it self-released? Well, it says Sky Destroyer Records. Is that what that says? Is that what that says? Anyway, I think it's self-released still, kind of. Anyway, nothing super special that I've been super loving this or anything, but it was a super solid release. I thought I thought it was some you know, just some good catchy music. Solid vocaling. The vocal, the soloing and the lead work was pretty cool too, I thought. Anyway, just check it out. I'll leave a link. Next up, this is a I guess I would call this electropop, maybe synth pop release. This is self-titled. SnowBlood. This came out, I think, in 2017. This has been on my want list on Bandcamp for quite a while, actually. But it was one of those weird somatic situations where the CD itself was $10, which was actually a very reasonable price. But the shipping was $7, which seemed just like, why to me? And so it would have been one of those situations where, like, if it would have been like $13, $14 for the CD, and then like $3, $4 for the shipping, probably would have bought it like way long ago. But for some reason, just the semantics of having the $7 shipping was like, no. Finally, never changed on the price, so finally gave in, picked it up, and yeah, just got lyrics and stuff going on here on the inside. Anyway, cool stuff. It was actually kind of interesting when when I finally got around to picking this up, nothing going on. You know, at the disc too. They had she had released a single just recently, and so I went over to that page, and there was sort of a link to like I don't know if it was like an interview or something like that. Anyway, I sort of discovered that this singer SnowBlood previously was in a I don't know if they were, I don't know if I want to use famous, but like a semi more well known maybe artist from the MySpace era, the Millionaires. That she was a member of that group, so that was kind of it kind of made me it was a bonus because I don't know, whatever you want to say about that release, I enjoy it a lot. So cool stuff. Self-titled SnowBlood. Actually, we got a trifecta going on with the lead track there. I enjoyed this cover a lot too. I think it's really good. Anyway, SnowBlood, self-titled. Check it out if you're into synth pop kind of stuff.
Something about you, baby, I would never give you away. You're my silver pudding, I just really want you to stay.
Next up, this is actually a really cool release. This is from 2018 as well. This is, I think, a debut album from this band, Blade Killer. The album's called High Risk. This is definitely for fans of people who are into the Paul Di'Anno era of Iron Maiden. Just listen to the lead track on here, Lost Angels. You will agree with me, that is a pure Di'Anno era sounding Maiden song. Just cool stuff. So yeah, if you're into that, check it out because you might be into it. I certainly am. It's been one of the albums that I've listened to most probably over the last few weeks, other than the couple that I've already mentioned. Yeah, guys and vocals. I don't know if I would say. I wouldn't say he's probably as good a singer as Paul Di'Anno is, but you know, he pulls his weight. I think it's pretty good. The solo works pretty strong. The riffs are good. Yeah, Blade Killer, High Risk. Check it out. All right. Next up, this is a release from even last year. Or is this maybe 2017? I think it's 2018 release. I think it was early in the year, but just a release that I was forever. It took me forever until just now to pick it up. This is was the Infernal Decadence from Spectral Wounds. This is a Canadian black metal band. Yes, even if you remove the heavy metal bands from Canada, they're still killing it, because here's a great black metal released. These guys are from the Montreal, Quebec area, if I'm not mistaken. Just lyrics going on the inside. Anyway, super solid stuff. You've probably heard everyone talk about this one already. But anyway, it's just this really, really strong black metal release. And yeah, you probably have already listened to it, but if you haven't, you should. I'll leave a link, as I always do. Spectral Wounds, Infernal Decadence. All right, let's actually just skip. Let's continue on the CD path that we're already on. All right, next up, this is another 2019 release. Excuse me. This is a death metal band. We'll start off with saying Nekroi Theoi. I actually read how you pronounce it, and I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. But anyway, we're gonna go with that. This is their album, Dead Gods. I think this is their debut album, if I'm not mistaken. Know this band because JJ Polachak on vocals. Anyway, you know, wasn't really sure what to come into this release, and was really pleasantly surprised. Has lots of super awesome like grindcore and deathcore elements that I think work really well with the overall death metal sound. Yeah, this is just super good. The vocals are great. The drums are just absolutely destroys it. It's one of those rare instances usually that comes across and deathcore element bands, I would say for sure. That the drummer is definitely the guy who I'm generally drawn to listening to while listening to this album, and yeah, the guy just slays it all throughout the album. So yeah, if you're into some cool death metal with some grindy and some deathcore elements to it, this album, Dead Gods, Nekroi, Theoi, again, butchered the pronunciation of the band again, I'm sure. But anyway, check this one out. I'll leave a link. It's good. You'll like it. Probably. Alright, next one up. This one's been on my Bandcamp wantlist forever. Finally pulled the trigger. This is, what is it? It's Voices by Wormrot. If you don't know this band, they are a grindcore band from Singapore. I have one of their other albums. I think Abuse is the name of it. Yeah, this is just another awesome, just like from front to back, just destroying, pounding, grindcore record. There's our guys there. Yeah, you know, not much really to say about this other than just, you know, if you like your grindcore pounding, then check out Wormrot if you haven't done that already, because these guys fit the bill pretty nicely. I like this cover art as well. We're getting there, I promise. I'm doing a pretty good job of speeding through these, I think. Although I don't know if that's really good content or not. Alright, next up, oh, man. These guys from Germany, I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. I want to see these guys from Germany. I'm not totally sure on that. Anyway, this is Syrence with Freedom in Fire. This is a, we'll say heavy metal band. Again, I think out of Germany. But I'll, you know, like I said, I'll have corrected myself at this point. Cool stuff. This is a release, I think, from this year. I'm almost certain. I'll correct myself again if I'm wrong. You know, this is anything that I super on top of my list, but you know, it's really solid stuff. I really enjoy some of the solo work that goes on in here. It sort of has a little bit of a sort of just a 80s hard rockin' vibe to it as well, along with the heavy metal stuff, which I think works as a good combination. Anyway, I'll leave a link. They have a cool, you can buy their stuff on Bandcamp, that's where I got it. Syrence, Freedom in Fire. Here we go, next one up. Yeah, last CD we got. This is a release that's long overdue for me buying, because what shit, when this come out, I don't know. I want to say maybe it came out like 2014, maybe. I'm not totally sure. This is a electronic dubstep. He sort of has a very varied electronic style. Anyway, this is a guy out of England. I'm pretty sure he's English. This is Feed Me with his release, Calamari Tuesday. Long overdue buying this release, like I said. Decided to pay a couple extra bucks, go for the Japanese release with the Obi strip. Glad to get that. Anyway, this is cool stuff. Like I said, he has a very varied electronic sound going on this. What, there's like shit, like, I don't know, 16 songs on here, maybe. It's a lot of songs. So overall, really enjoy this release a lot. When I was first introduced to this release, I listened to it quite a lot. And yeah, here's like a little insert. Obviously can't read any of this. Anyway, I'll leave a link if I can for this one, and then you should check it out. Feed Me, Calamari, Tuesday. It actually was funny for quite a while. I was under the impression that Calamari Tuesday was the name of the artist and Feed Me was the name of the band, but that's wrong. It's Feed Me. Calamari Tuesday is the name of the album. So yeah, check it out if you're into electronic, dancey, dubstepy kind of stuff, maybe. All right, let's hit some other mediums. Let's do a record because we got one. This is a split that I recently picked up. Pull these out with the back here. Yeah, this is a split release from two grindcore acts, Vomi, Noir, and then Sneezing Pus. Came across this on Bandcamp. I purchased it was like a demo or a promo tape of Vomi Noir last year or the year before that, maybe. I don't know what the label was, but I got it on Head Split Records and really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really nice, grimy, grindcore stuff going on. So when this popped up on Bandcamp, I was intrigued, wanted to check it out. Didn't know Sneezing Pus. Discovered that I don't know the guy's name, but one of the guys, or maybe it's just one artist, I'm not totally sure. Anyway, someone who's involved with this band is also involved in the Spanish grindcore act Gruesome Stuff Relish, which has a very carcassy kind of sound to them, which Sneezing Pus is very similar sounding. Anyway, so one, check this out, very much so. Came on, as they put it, random colored vinyl based on the picture. The one that I wanted was pink. So when I ordered it, I added a comment. It would be I would love it if you randomly gave me the pink one. And yep, very awesome of them to send me. I don't know how it doesn't look like it's showing up very well, but it's sort of a I don't know, light pinky looking color. And I didn't notice at first, but because it comes with the stickers of both of the album arts, and then it had this, which, what does it says? It's like I'm not sure, the Black Glove Sadist, maybe it's a label or something like that, but I didn't realize on the back he had written, hey Travis, thanks for your order. This one is sort of pink. Cheers, Pierre. Vomi Noir. Hey Pierre, looks pink to me, so awesome. Thank you very much for doing that. Here's the inside. Anyway, if you're into grindcore stuff, I will leave a link. I definitely recommend you check this out. The Vomi Noir half in particular, I'm super into. And actually, you know, the Sneezing Pus stuff is actually pretty good too. It's definitely worth your time, especially if you are into sort of the carcassy, kind of catchy, riffy, bouncy sound. There is a title for this, but it's French, and I'm not going to even try to even pretend like I'm going to read it off of this, and then even remotely close to not butcher it. So I'll leave a link. You'll see it. You'll see it in text form. You can sound it out for yourself. I'll wrap this in the plastic later. We got a couple cassettes, then we'll be done. We'll go death metal first. This is a promo tape for a band, Grave Infestation. Infestation of Rotting Death. Comes on this cool clear cassette with the black stamping on it with the logo there, which looks really cool. Anyway, this is just brutally, just like awesome death metal. I'm not gonna add too much. Just I'll leave a link and you can check it out for yourself. But this is some brutal shit. You'll like it. Vocals are good. Riffs are good. Grave Infestation. Infestation of Rotting Death. Alright, one more cassette and then we'll be done. I picked up a couple of these. This is the 2019 EP from Solicitor. This is I'm not totally sure. Washington band, maybe Oregon, maybe it's a combo band. Anyway, released on Swords and Chains Records, comes on this rad looking red cassette. 4 tracks of just ripping speed metal. Amy Lee Carlson on vocals, just totally thrashing it. If I already talked about this, I'm not sure. If I haven't, I should have already. If I have, I don't care, because this shit's good. Definitely check it out. I picked up 2 copies because I'm amassing a pile of awesome heavy metal stuff that I want to give away. So I definitely wanted to include this. Anyway, I'm gonna get down while I'm ahead, if I'm ahead. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of these releases, please let me know what you think of them. Otherwise, have a good day.